In a span of just over a week, the typically steady flow of diplomacy and humanitarian operations has faced unprecedented strain at one of the United Nations' key agencies operating in Gaza. The pivotal moment that sparked this turmoil took place during what was scheduled as a routine meeting among diplomats in Tel Aviv, an assembly meant to address ongoing efforts and challenges faced by the agency as it continues to provide assistance amidst the ongoing humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA, has long been the lifeline for millions of Palestinian refugees in Gaza and other areas, providing essential services such as education, healthcare, and emergency relief. The recent spiral of events has put the stability and future viability of UNRWA into peril, signaling a potentially devastating blow to the vulnerable populations dependent on its services. While the specifics of the conversations held in Tel Aviv remain unrevealed to the public eye, the fallout suggests significant disagreements and contention. The diplomatic disarray that ensued threatens not only the operations, but also the critical funding necessary for UNRWA's survival. As international donors navigate through the diplomatic quagmire, there are fears that funding could be further slashed, limiting the agency's ability to respond effectively to the burgeoning needs in Gaza, a territory already reeling under the weight of an extensive blockade, recurrent conflict, and economic despondency. This episode underscores the underlying political sensitivities that have often hampered the work of agencies operating in conflict zones. UNRWA, in particular, has been subject to the geopolitical undercurrents that run through the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, with stakeholders frequently contesting its mandate, its approach to Palestinian refugees, and its role within the context of the Middle East peace process. The relevancy of this news hinges on the immediate implications for the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Should UNRWA's capability be significantly diminished or disrupted, the ripple effects could lead to a sharp decline in living conditions for the populace. Education for hundreds of thousands of children could be interrupted, basic health care could become even more scarce, and food insecurity, already a pressing concern, could intensify. This turmoil arrives at a time when international humanitarian agencies are already stretched thin, managing crises globally, including the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and conflict-induced displacement. The situation in Gaza embodies the intricate web of development needs interlaced with diplomatic tussles, highlighting the fragility of humanitarian operations in the face of political discord. The next steps for UNRWA and its diplomatic partners are fraught with uncertainty. With the eyes of the world's humanitarian community keenly focused on this developing story, the hope rests on dialogue and cooperation to prevail, ensuring that the essential support to Gaza's residents continues unabated. As negotiations and talks presumably ensue behind closed doors, the international community awaits the outcome of this tense period, one that holds the well-being of countless individuals in the balance.